Stacy McSpadden, and I'm going to present a lesson. This is for 3rd through 6th grade self-contained special ed classroom, and it's a library lesson, and we are going to be working on alphabetizing to the second letter, trying to get these kids ready to use a dictionary is our goal, that we're focusing on alphabetizing. Our I can statement is, I can put words into ABC order. Our essential question is, why do we need to learn ABC order? One has to understand ABC order to find fiction books in a library and to be able to use a dictionary or phone book. Before we start today, you're going to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 3. 1 means that you do not understand ABC order and you need help. 2 means I understand ABC order and I can put the words in ABC order to the second letter. 3 means I can put words in ABC order and I understand guide words. So think about where you're at, self-evaluate yourself, and in a minute I'm going to ask you to raise your hand. How many of you think you're a 1? Okay, thank you. Hands down. Raise your hand if you think you're a 2. Thank you. Put your hands down. And anyone think that they are a 3? Thank you. Put your hands down. We'll be self-evaluating ourselves throughout the lesson to see if we're moving from level to level, see if we're actually helping. We're going to start out by reviewing, and we're going to sing our ABCs.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now,
Okay, so we've reviewed our ABCs. Next, I'm going to pull sticks, and if I pull your stick, you're going to come up, and we're going to put these in ABC order. Christina, come on up. You're the first one on the smart board today. So she would come up and choose which would come first, and move it down to the line. Then the next kid would come and find the next letter and move it on the line, and so forth until we were done, and then we could check to see if their answers were correct in here. Next, after moving from pictures, we would go ahead and move to actual letters. If they had trouble doing the letters, we have this reference in here that we can go back and look at. So they would come in and again put it in ABC order. So they would manipulate. Let's see. This will come next. And as they go through it, when they're done, we would check to see if they were correct. If there was a mistake, we would correct it right there and talk about it. Now to get them ready for our dictionary skills, we're going to do it in up and down format. So they would come up and pick the letter again, put it at the top of the line, then do the second one. And so forth. And again, they can check their answers. We'll see if they're correct or incorrect. Okay, now we are moving on to actual words. We have pictures here to help them. And it's the same thing. They're just moving it down into ABC order. And they check their answers. Still got it wrong. Okay. Then we go, again, trying to get them used to looking at a dictionary. We're going to words. It's okay that they can't read the whole word, and as long as they know that they're paying attention to the first letter, and we've highlighted that for them. Okay, so let's see if I can do this one right. And check their answers, maybe. We have another practice session for them. And then at this point in the lesson, I would ask them to evaluate themselves again. And if we had anyone that still thought that they were a 1, when they come to me, they usually have a paraprofessional with them. And so I would send them over to another computer, and they would still be working on alphabetizing to the first letter, which this would take that to them, to that side. And it's just a game that they can play on the computer. so the kids that needed that individual help would be getting it at that point. The kids that are comfortable and are comfortable with the lesson and they think they're at a 2 or 3, they would continue with me here at the Smartboard, and our next step would be to try to teach them how to alphabetize to the second letter. And this is how I would explain. What do you do if the words start with the same letter? You have a race between the words. Putting words in alphabetical order is like running a race. You have to keep looking at the word's letters until there isn't a tie. Words may start out the same, like cars at the beginning of a race. So here our 2 words are train and track, and they both start with the letter T. They're tied at this point. So we have to go to the second letter. We look at the second letter. We have R and R. We're still tied. So we have to continue to move on down the track, and we go to the third letter. We have A and A. So we're still tied. So we move to the fourth letter. Here the letters are different, and so we decide which comes first in the alphabet, I or C. And that's the word that would come first in ABC order. I would then have a student come and circle the correct word that was first in the alphabet. Once they got that, we would start with their names, because I think they can recognize their names. And so we would see which one of them came in alphabetical order. Allie, would you come up and move your name to the top? And then we would have Chris and Christina. We could talk about Cody O and Cody K and how they're tied, and we have to look at their last initial. So Cody K comes next, and Cody O, and then Drake. And each kid would come and manipulate their own name at that point. At this point, we would ask them to rate themselves again to see where they think they are in their understanding. Then we would move in, well, it depends. If the kids were tired at that point, and some of them are, that would be the lesson for the day. But if they were not, we would keep going, because our goal is to try to get them to understand about dictionary and dictionary skills. So I would ask them, do you know what this is? And if they could tell me, I would say, yes, it is a dictionary. Why do we use it? We use it to look up the meaning of words that we do not know. How's it arranged? In ABC order. Then we would again manipulate the words, and I'm trying to get them here to understand that the first word on a dictionary page will be the guide word, and the last word is the guide word. So that's why these boxes are up here. So we would pay attention that all of the first letter of each word starts with a D, so we have to go to the second letter. I, A, O, O. Which one would we choose? We would choose bad. Move it up here. Okay. And we're still looking at the second letter, I or O. We're going to look at these two, so we go to the third letter, D or N. And then this one would come next. Then we're looking here at the third letter, N, D, or G. We have Dodge. N or G. We would put dog, and then we would have done. Putting the words in alphabetical order. Put the first word in the top box and the last word in the bottom box. The rest go in the red box. The words in the black boxes are the same as the guide words on top of a dictionary page. So that is what our wise man here is telling us. And we would practice that again with another slide. And then at the end of the lesson, they would choose whether these words went on an alphabet, on a dictionary page with the guide words dog and dot, cut, and dark. So the kids would come up, they would look at the word, decide which vortex it went into, and if it's correct, it will eat it up and it goes away. If they get one wrong, it will spit it back out. So, until they continue. And that is my smartboard lesson on ABC order.